Every now and then, Stephen Colbert runs his guests through the Colbert Questionnaire. 15 questions that tell you about what? I don't even know what they tell you about anybody, but they're super silly and fun. So I'm going to give you my answers. You can put your answers in the comments below, and I'll spy on you. Number 1, best sandwich. I'm going to go with the best sandwich I ever had. My family was coming back from Hawaii. This was back in the late 90s, and we were cold and tired and really hungry and jet-lagged and grumpy. And off in the distance, I see this sign for sandwiches, and I think, okay, an airport sandwich, I'll take it. And I get down there, and the sandwich was chicken on seeded baguette with pesto sauce and dried cranberries. And I thought, that is the most pretentious sandwich I've ever heard of. I was wrong. It was the most amazing sandwich I ever had, and it still brings tears to my eyes. Number 2, what's one thing you own that you really should throw out? Nothing. Number 3, what is the scariest animal? Oh, it's the tick. With one bite, and you don't even know you got bit, you've got Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and your life is never the same. Number 4, apples or oranges? Apples are a snack. Oranges are a feast. Number 5, have you ever asked someone for their autograph? Now, these autographs have to be captured out in nature, feral, not the ones you line up for and pay money for. So I was about 10 years old at the Hollywood Palladium watching a live show of the theater production No No Nanette, and the word kind of spread that Tom Bradley, the mayor of Los Angeles, who was like mayor for 20 years, who's ever mayor for 20 years anymore, was in the audience. And so during intermission, I scoped him out and found him, and he was standing back talking to somebody, and I went up to him and just stood and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And finally, he just smiled broadly and gave me a nice big autograph. And the other autograph that I don't remember where it was, some other place, some other time, was Buddy Ebsen, who played Jed Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. Number 6, what do you think happens to you when we die? I don't know. I don't have a clue. I started this channel in response to me having been in the hospital with COVID-like symptoms well before COVID, like about 6 months before COVID hit. And in my hospitalization, I was in a coma for 9 days. And in those 9 days, nothing. Just like 9 days had been just removed from my life. And I talk about that in my first episode of this channel. And my mother said, why don't you tell people how nightmarish it was? Well, it was nightmarish for my family, but for me, I was just out. Cold, nothing. So humans have been examining their surroundings by way of science for about 500 years. And you think about how old the universe is, 13 billion years old with billions more to go. We don't know a thing. We have ways that we comfort ourselves to give us an idea of what might be next, but nobody knows anything. Number 7, favorite action movie? Terminator 2, of course. Number 8, favorite smell? A cedar chest. Speaking of smell, my ex-husband never had a sense of smell his entire life. He didn't have any idea what smell was. He knew it was you stuck your nose in a rose and that was a rose, and it didn't affect his sense of taste. He could identify, he enjoyed beer, so he could identify 6 different brands of beer by taste. But what did confuse and baffle him was we'd be in the backyard on a summer afternoon, the kids would be running around, and I'd see something like, oh, there's somebody barbecuing chicken 2 houses down that way. And he'd be like, how can you know that? How can you possibly know what somebody is doing that you can't even see? And like down to the specifics of their barbecuing chicken? That was the only time that he'd be like, what, how do you guys do that? And he'd be like, you're just pulling a prank. The whole world's just pulling a prank on me. You guys can't really do that. Number 9, least favorite smell. Least favorite smell? What a weird question. So when I was in about 4th grade, the teacher asked me if I would reel up the movie screen, which I thought you did by like just pulling down and letting go, which I did. Well, it bounced off one of the nails, swung down and gonked me in the head and knocked me out cold. Next thing I knew, I felt like I was being stabbed in the face with an ice pick because the teacher was using smelling salts to wake me up. Have you ever smelled those things? That's the worst smell ever. Number 10, exercise. Worth it? No. Number 11, flat or sparkling? Flat, cold water from the tap is the most amazing beverage ever. Number 12, Most used app on your phone, Reddit. I know if you go there, it looks like some kind of dumpster fire junk heap of cultural leftovers, but that one app has kept me relevant with my children, with my students, and what's going on around me at all times. Number 13, you get one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What is it? Lullaby for Strings by George Gershwin, but not the strings arrangement. Find the solo piano version by one piano artist only, Ruthie Henshaw. Get a set of headphones, a quiet place, and absorb that song into your soul. Number 14, what number am I thinking of? 5. Number 15, describe the rest of your life in 5 words. A creative, mysterious journey, hopefully. Today is day 22,480. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.